Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be covering the best transfer targets ahead of the first midweek round of the season. In the video we're going to include players you should be looking to buy, players you should be looking to sell, and at the end we'll cover some cheeky differentials who could massively help you boost your rank this game week. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please like, comment and subscribe, as we're super close to hitting 500 subscribers, and if we could do that it would honestly be absolutely amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, that's enough waffle. Let's get into some transfer targets for game week 5. And to start off today's video, we're going to cover Pascal Gross. He is the first player that I am recommending for you to buy in game week 5. Honestly, been absolutely amazing pretty much since the back end of kind of last season coming into this season. Wonderful performances from him, and was fantastic against Leeds. Ran the show, everything came through him, all the creativity, all the chances, and eventually did get his goal. Probably should have scored again as well in the game. Had a wonderful opportunity near post. Been absolutely killing it for Brighton. To be fair, so have Brighton, yet to lose this season, and I don't think that's going to end anytime soon. Really amazing fixtures coming up: Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. In game week 9 it does take a turn as they take Liverpool, and then I think they've got quite a few difficult fixtures. But for my own team, I am looking to in game week 9 to wildcard. I imagine a lot of other people are doing that as well. So kind of a 3 to 4 week punt on Pascal Gross is very much good, like value for money as well. 5.7 million, absolute steal. I expect his price to go up to 5.8, 5.9 within the next few days, because honestly he's putting up some unreal numbers as well in terms of expected data. All the creativity's coming through him as well, and in his past 7 appearances he's played the full 90 in all of them. So it is suggesting that Graham Potter definitely thinks highly of this man, and I mean the way he's playing, he's unplayable. He's like honestly just you can't drop him because of the performances that he is putting in. He's honestly been absolutely mesmerizing to watch if you are a Brighton fan, and if you're an FPL fan, if you have owned him over the past few weeks. On free kicks as well, so there's a lot more assist potential, especially when you got a player like Lewis Dunk looming around in the box as well. So that's really good for us to see. 5.7 million, amazing fixtures coming up. I think this is just a real no-brainer. Easy switch, Pascal Gross. Get him in your team for game week 5. But let's move on to our second buy of today's video. My second buy of today's video is a little bit of a different one. Just trying some new graphics out, seeing how it looks. I thought we'd compare all 3 of kind of the midfield options for Leeds United. So we have Rodrigo, Jack Harrison and Aronson. Let's start off with Rodrigo first, the most popular pick, and for good reason. 4 goals, 1 assist, 37 points within his first 4 games. Absolutely killing it, and there's a reason he is owned by 27.4% of the managers. Brought in over by 1 million managers last game week as well, and has been in absolutely stellar form apart from the Brighton game. But that's to be expected with Leeds. They haven't won at the Amex ever, so like, you know, make of that what you will. It seems to be Leeds' bogey team, but Everton at home is a very appetizing fixture. Leeds fixtures as well are very good up until around the game week 9 period. Everton, Brentford, Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. They could easily give Manchester United a game as well. They don't look overly convincing at the moment, so plenty of good fixtures coming up, and I definitely think it's worth picking one of these midfielders. Rodrigo, obviously, like we said, highest kind of point scorer ownership wise, and there is a reason for that. I do worry though about Rodrigo. He is very much a purple patch player. When he's on form, he, you know, creates amazing opportunities, scores plenty of goals, and then can completely go cold. I do wonder as well how he's going to fit back into that side when Bamford's fully fit. Didn't feature in the game today, but it's only a matter of time, I think, before Bamford does come back in, and I don't know how that is going to impact Rodrigo, his minutes, his goals, his contributions towards the team. But some encouraging signs is he has got the second highest non-penalty expected goals amongst midfielders, only behind Mohamed Salah. So some very good underlying data as well that Rodrigo has been putting into the performances. I definitely think if you're kind of looking to go with the crowd and you've got the budget, I'd probably say Go Rodrigo. Very good pick, very good player, and in very good form at the moment. But my personal favourite is Jack Harrison. Love watching him play. Honestly, got the privilege to go watch him play against Cagliari in a friendly in pre-season and was honestly amazing. He was fucking so good. I have never ever seen a player like completely surprised me. I always thought he was just like bang average Leeds player, whatever. Went and watched him in person, and honestly, he's wonderful, wonderful player. Massively passes the eye test, and a huge differential as well at only 3.9% ownership. On set pieces as well, sharing them with Aronson. 1 goal, 3 assists for him. I definitely think you're getting a lot more of the kind of assist potential with him as well. Did come off in the 72nd minute against Brighton, so that potentially could mean he could get a full run out against Everton. Who knows? Obviously, it's a midweek round, so we've got to kind of be a little bit cautious with this. But I am kind of leaning a little bit more towards Jack Harrison over Rodrigo. Let me know which way you're kind of swinging, Harrison, Rodrigo. But let's move on to the final Leeds player within kind of this midfield trio that they kind of play within the front line, and this is my least favourite pick. It is Brendan Aronson, 5.5 million. 1 goal obviously coming against Chelsea, and that's where the majority of his expected goals has been picked up as well. I think he got 0.9, 0 point some. It was honestly just ridiculous XG value for the goal he scored against Chelsea, because he was pretty much on the line. Like, you can't miss. It would honestly be impossible to miss the position he was in. So yeah, that's where a lot of his expected data has come from. Not really creating too much in terms of chances or assists, but very much passing the eye test. I think if you can't afford Harrison or Rodrigo, I would potentially suggest going Pascal Gross over Aronson. But again, if you are priced out of that move, I don't think Aronson is the worst option. Definitely a player who passes the eye test, but I don't think he's a player who has the potential to haul compared to Harrison and Rodrigo. So I would put Harrison first. Second, I'd go Rodrigo. And third, I'd go Aronson. Let me know if you are looking to bring in any Leeds midfielders for the upcoming game weeks. Let me know down in the comments below which one is your favourite as well. But with that in mind, let's move on to some sells for game week 5. Mason Mount is the first sell of today's video. Obviously, as you can see, his price has already dropped by 0.2%. I imagine that's just going to further decrease as well, with Mason Mount kind of being slung off at halftime against Leicester today. Nearly forgot that one. Against Leicester today. And he's just not there, is he? No goals, no assist, only 8 points scored. And the expected data is not really there for him either. Obviously, the appetising thing with Mount is the fixtures: Southampton, West Ham and Fulham. Some very, very appetising fixtures for kind of the Chelsea players. But Mount's just not there. And the fact that he got pulled off at half-time today, it's just like, there's better options out there, especially at cheaper prices emerging. And I think you could easily save that money and then bring in other players. I know a lot of people want to get on top of Ivan Toney. So moving Mason Mount out of your team would be a really sensible thing to do for me. Like Einstein said, doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting different results is kind of insanity. So there you go. That's Einstein for you. You probably didn't expect that sort of nonsense within an FPL video, but there you are, ladies and gentlemen. All kind of topics are covered on this channel. So if you want a bit more philosophy, do subscribe to the channel. But yeah, I think it's time to move Mason Mount on. I think there will be an option. He will be, an option at some point in the year, but at the moment, it's just not happening, is it? Move Mason Mount on, save some money, get yourself an Ivan Toney, a Pascal Gross, or one of the Leeds midfielders. Easy. Let's move on to our second sell. Moving on to our second sell, it is Leon Bailey, the kind of pre-season hype man. Him and Pedro Neto really kind of in everyone's team, it seemed, and now no one wants them. Shock and horror, because they are dreadful, and I don't know why anyone ever thought they'd be good at this game, but they're not. I think it's time to move Leon Bailey on. As you can see, Arsenal, Manchester City and Leicester, the next 3 fixtures. I don't think that Leicester fixture should be a red, but Arsenal and Manchester City very much in form, and I think our Aston Villa are going to struggle. I think the pressure's on Gerrard as well. I think a lot of people are seeing what's happening at Brighton, at Newcastle, at Crystal Palace. Their clear philosophies, their clear kind of styles of playing, and the results that they are starting to pick up. Aston Villa have spent a lot of money this summer, over the past 2 summers actually, and nothing has really kind of formed or came to fruition for them. So I do think the pressure is on Gerrard, and I think he's going to resume to kind of Ings and Watkins up top with Buendia or Coutinho kind of behind that. And I think Leon Bailey is going to see less and less minutes. Making a few cameos off the bench is kind of what I'm expecting from him. Still at 8.9% ownership. I imagine that will decrease after tomorrow when he's benched against... Who are they playing tomorrow? I can't remember off the top of my head. Really good content creator me. But yeah, so I'd definitely move Leon Bailey on, especially with other options that are emerging, obviously at the price point that we're looking for. I think you could even drop him down to a 4.5 million and maybe look to get a Tony or someone else like that in your team. I just don't think he is there, especially with his price decreasing and his ownership decreasing as well. He's just not there. Aston Villa haven't looked amazing either, so a really easy sell. But let's move on to the final part of today's video, and it is the differentials. Well, I bet you didn't expect to see this man in one of my videos. Yeah. And a real differential we've got here, ladies and gentlemen. Estupiñán. Yeah. As you can tell, absolutely nailed the pronunciation on that one. But the reason I've included him is obviously Brighton's amazing fixtures, as we went through earlier. But their defence has been amazing. Only one goal conceded so far, and that was an own goal as well. So no one's actually technically scored against Brighton from another team, which is absolutely ridiculous considering some of the fixtures and some of the teams that they've been coming up against as well. Manchester United, Newcastle, Leeds, all these teams who've had very good starts to the season, and Brighton have kind of just dealt with them. You know, no real qualms, no real worries for them. The reason I've included him in this team, I currently have Lewis Dunk in my team. Very happy with his performances, very happy with the points he's been scoring as well. And obviously, I'm looking for a little bit more attacking flair. Obviously, Lewis Dunk doesn't quite bring that, whereas this guy does. The reason I've included him, he's only played one game. Well, he's actually played 2 games, but he's only started 1 game and accumulated an XA of 0.51. That's the 11th best among defenders so far. Like, that's pretty good, especially at 4.5 million. If we can get away to get an attacking kind of asset in a very good Brighton defence with very good fixtures coming up, this man could be honestly just... unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable. Obviously, the big concern with him is rotation risk. Only just signing for Brighton a few weeks ago, so still going to be a bedding in period. And Graham Potter does kind of have a little bit of pet roulette within him. Especially with the depth and quality that they do have kind of within that wing-back and defensive area. I do prefer Lewis Dunk as an option, just down to the fact that he's nailed. He's the club captain. He's a regular starter. Does have some attacking potential from corners. But if you're looking for a little bit of something else, a little bit of something spicy, who could massively explode within the next few game weeks, then I definitely think this could be the man for you. But let's move on to my second differential and the final player for today's video. And my second differential for today's video, I wanted to put Trossard in here, but I thought this video would probably be a bit Brighton heavy then. And, you know, they're probably going to lose next week anyway, so can't have it all Brighton's way. So I've gone with Anderson from Crystal Palace, another defender I very much like the look of. Obviously scored today against Manchester City from a corner, but we all know how good Crystal Palace's defence were last season. That's not quite been the case so far this season. The underlying data isn't fully there, but they've put in some very impressive performance against some very tough teams. Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool within their first 4 game weeks, and they've put in some very good performances. I really like Anderson and Mark Gahey. I think they're honestly both wonderful defenders. And Patrick Vieira knows how to make this team defend. Really good fixtures coming up as well. Brentford, Newcastle, Manchester United and Brighton in game week 8. So if you are looking for something a little bit different, Crystal Palace obviously have some very good players as well going forward. I really like Zaha when he's fit. Abichi as a differential as well is another good player. But I've gone with Anderson. Low ownership. That Palace defence does have a clean sheet in it as well. And as we saw today, Anderson does have kind of that aerial presence from set pieces. I think Mark Gahey as well is another fantastic option to go for from Crystal Palace. Good fixtures if you are looking kind of for a little bit more of a, just a a strange pick at the back. I would recommend going for a Brighton defender over them, or a Brentford defender over kind of Anderson, but we've included Anderson as our second differential just because I didn't want the video to be too Brighton heavy. Let me know what you think of the transfer targets that I've included in today's video. Did I get them all right, or were there some that you didn't quite agree with? Let me know down in the comments below. If you need any help with your team as well for game week 5, just leave it down in the comments below. I answer all questions, kind of whatever you want to throw at me. I'll be down there just writing away, just, you know, getting on with things. But yeah, if you did enjoy today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. As like I said, we're super close to 500 subs. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a very good game week 5.